Hey YouTube, how you doing? It's been a long time. And yeah, I'm back and this video is about losing a parent for anyone who lost a parent, and also I'm gonna share my experience about losing a parent. And y'all stay tuned.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven?
Alright, so how can I say this? Ooh, how can I start? Losing a parent, man, I'll say this is like the most heartbreaking feeling ever, yo. Like, physically, it affects your emotional health, mental health. That's just me from my experience. And it was hard, like, especially like last year in 2020 in November, well, not November, well, it was November actually. On Thanksgiving Day in 2020, I lost my father around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'll get to that experience later. But I'll say this. Number one, you don't say things are going to get better, because really, you might go to their funeral or whatnot for like, or just check up on them for like 2 or 3 weeks. But after the funeral, after 2 or 3 weeks, we got to live that thing for the rest of our lives. So now this thing is still messing me up. And it's been almost 11 months. Well, right now, my dad's birthday is next Friday, October 15th. His heavenly birthday, actually. He was supposed to be 63, but you know, bro, I say this, mentally, I'm still not at peace. Emotionally, I'm not at peace. Physically, I'm not that much of at peace. But spiritually, I'm okay. I'm alright. I got my dad praying partners. They took me under their wings to pray for me, and I'm back in church. I'm back miming again and all that. But you know, just the other part still eats me up. You know, I'm trying to be a better man, be a better person. There's moments where I'm happy, but lately I haven't been happy with life like that, and it's been hard taking a lot of responsibilities, a lot of load on my back. And I also say this too. You don't say, not only that you don't say things are gonna get better, also you don't say that they're in a better place. I know, like I say, I don't know, like me, I believe in God and everything and all that, but it's like, what better place, man? Well, I wish he could be here with me so that we could celebrate and do things and miss the good stuff that he's missing. You know, I like to see the smiling face, talk to me, and also we share the load. I take care of him, he take care of me. Despite like his health conditioning, like he had kidney disease and all that, he was still making me laugh. He was still happy with life, man, enjoying life, man. That's who he was. And number three, I would say is this: life don't wait on nobody. Actually, it don't. Life don't wait on nobody. Never do. Bills gonna keep coming in. You gotta still keep working. You still gotta move on with your life, man. Carry on. But that scar is gonna be once again will be on you forever. And it feels like everything's been moving very fast for me lately. Once again, it still do. And now losing, okay, now losing my dad. It all started. It all started in November when I was in college, and flying to from Orlando Airport all the way to Missouri, and then from Missouri to Dallas. So I was about to get ready to board on a plane, but we're just chilling and everything with my teammates. And I called my dad, let him know like I'm about to go on a plane for my last cross country season. Well, my last cross country season. You know, who would have turned out to be my last season actually? And I was like, dang, my dad said he was gonna come pick me up and then pick my stuff up so that we could leave. And all that. We just trying to rearrange a date and all that. We were talking, and then even some of my cousins, they met him. They was telling me like he was dancing and happy. And then the next day, Friday, I touched down Friday night on to Missouri, and what happened was, man, he was not picking up his phone. And it was like, that's strange. And I picked up his phone, and my brother said he tried to call him, and he was not picking up his phone either. So with that being said, it was just like we wondering what's going on with dad. And my sister told me that my dad didn't go to dialysis that day, and that is unheard of. And even his dialysis people were calling me saying that he didn't make it either. And I'm just like, dog, that's not my dad, bro. Like, usually he'll pick up his phone, he'll let him know where he at and everything, return our calls, but that day he was not. But my sister was saying that he's not feeling so well. And, you know, 2 days later, I'm like, dang, I find out they say that he had blood clots in his lung and everything. And then flash forward, it was like, man, I'm back in school. I'm back in Florida and everything. Like my last week of college. I got an exam coming up. I got projects due. Well, not just like exams, but everything was gonna be online later on. But it was just like that one exam I got to do in person. And then I'm like, bruh, I'm thinking about projects, and I'm thinking, do I want to come back for my master's? So much to think about. But yet again, my dad was sick. It was just like I can't focus. And my coach was telling me, am I coming back? My teammates telling me, am I coming back for my master's and run track? It was just like, I don't know. Yes, it was a yes. I was saying yes the whole time, but right now it's not looking guaranteed at that time. And then, I was able to go home. My sister helped me pack up and everything. Made it back to PSL. The next day I saw my dad. And it was weird. It was just like, he's on a ventilator in an oxygen tank. I'm like, bruh, that's not him. I'm like, I can't believe I'm literally seeing my dad like this. And he was like breathing heavy and everything. And just like, yo, I know he got kidney disease and everything. He was able to do dialysis over there too, but he was not comfortable. And the doctors were not doing their job like that much like they were doing actually. But hey, and then I was there for I was able to talk to him and visit him for 5 days. And then until like Thanksgiving Day, we want to go see him, but the night before Thanksgiving, he was coughing up blood. And not only coughing up blood, he had another airborne illness, so they were not letting nobody come and see him. There were some people that was able to talk to him and come visit them because of me. I came home. I gave everybody the address, the hospital room where he's at. But my dad was in ICU fighting for his life. And they were giving him meds, but his organs were failing him. And the meds were not taking his body. And I'm just like, come on, Dad. We pray and everything. And then until on Thanksgiving afternoon, I'm just chilling at my brother's old church. Like they invited for Thanksgiving and everything, and next thing you know, they're calling me, Daniel, where's Fennell at? They don't know where Fennell was at. So I went outside and go look for him, and then I finally did hit the garage, and then he came out the corner, hang up the phone, and then Fennell put his hand on my shoulder and he said, Daniel, man, I'm sorry, man, but Dad, hard stop. And I'm just like, stop playing with me, bro. I'm like, bro, don't play with me, bro. He say, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, don't play with me, bro. And then, like, I felt like I squatted down on my knees and everything, bruh. I felt the weight of my shoulder dropped on my head, bruh. Like, on my body. Like, I felt so much weight on my back. And then I started crying. My mind was racing. It was like, I don't know what I was going to do. Like, bruh, it was like, I was heartbroken. I felt like the weight of the world on my shoulders, man. And then next thing you know, my sister coming out crying, bruh. Like, she's crying. We tried to calm her down. They couldn't. And then we went to the hospital. And then we went to the hospital and everything, man. They say they'll ever get a little bit of pulse, not too much pulse. And they find his heart rate going up a little bit, but it's like low. And they said they keep trying everything they could. They trying to revive him. And then after like 3 hours, like throughout the time we was there, we were praying, speaking in tongues, everything. And then Fennell said, pull the plug, take everything out. And we're sorry. And, we hugged, like, he said, I'm sorry, Dad, I love you. We'll miss you. And I'm just hugging. I hug my dad, too. And I'm just crying. I pick up his phone. Everybody was calling him. And the times where people that was not answering their phone from the time he was up and the time I came back home, they were not able to speak to him. Some were, some were not. But yo, like, they were heartbroken. They were crying, and I was crying too. I didn't eat. It was hard. That's one thing too. You don't eat much. You grieving. It was like, how am I going to tell my mother this? How am I going to tell my cousins this? Everybody. I'm like, bruh, it was just so hard. And then it was just a silent ride home. We were crying. We were in tears. I'm just like, bruh, this is not it, man. It was like the worst day ever that hit me. And next thing you know, planning for funeral. Funeral passed by. Days passed by. I'm like, like my mom's side of the family come in, try to hug me, try to comfort us, try to pray for us, everything. Man, like, the funeral rolled around, man, I had a hard time speaking for my dad because I was very spaced out, bro. Like, even though I made, like, a TikTok about my dad and everything, it was just like, I was just thinking about the TikTok in my head. It was moving very fast in the song in my ear. It was P. Diddy, I'll Be Missing You. Like, it was playing hard. It was playing fast in my mind and in my ears. I'm like, dog, I'm spaced out. I can't. I'm trying my best to talk well for him. But, yo, even though my dad say, don't cry, speak well of him, and celebrate. But, it wasn't a pandemic. We couldn't celebrate or dance and be merry. But I know he said don't cry, but we had to cry. I know he wanted to be buried. He wanted to do it at his home church. It was like a lot of things we couldn't do because of the pandemic. It messed up a lot of things in 2020. And yo, it was tough. It was tough. It was very, very tough. And then time comes, and then like around after like 3 months, I had a hard time getting to my hobbies, trying to eat right. I had a hard time. It was a hard time doing those things. And then I'm trying to take care of responsibility for my mama, trying to do funeral expenses and stuff. It was a lot, man, going on. And then, like there was days like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, especially those days for like the first 3 months. I was thinking about, man, where my dad? I was like, man, where my dad at? And then, reality hit me saying, oh yeah, I forgot my dad gone. Like those 3 months, like from December all the way to like March, I was thinking about my dad. I miss Christmas without him. I miss the New Year Day, graduation. Dog, he missed his first grandchild. Events on and on and on. My sister turning 21. His wedding anniversary. He missed all that. Like, bro, those times. I mean, those some good times to reconcile. But my dad, he was a great man, a love. I'll say this, my dad was a loving man, caring man. He's very supportive. Like he was supportive in our sports, our academics, ministry, in our marriage, relationships. He was very welcoming. He was, I could say religious. I was still say religious, but he believed in God. He told us to say go to church, go to school, go home, or if you got a family, travail, that means work. L'église, that means church. And then, lakai, come home. But hey, that's how my dad was. He lived by those things, but he was still doing acting. I know he was still active, especially after retirement, because he was working for 21 years. He was in dialysis for 18 years. Like, yo, he was already driving back and forth from Port St. Lucie to Fort Lauderdale just to go to dialysis and go to work. I'm like, bro, that is God-given strength, man. But, my dad don't got to suffer no more. I'm proud he don't have to go through that no more. And, yeah. And after retirement, too, it was the beginning of happiness. Like, yo, I was able to open up to him again. Like, for example, I told my dad that I like big girls. And, yeah, he gave me like a little pep talk later on in the car. I told him about that, too. And he was like, really, there's a woman. He said that's good for me. But I was like, I don't know. Because, I'm in school. I was not focused on no relationship. And I didn't want to waste no girl time that time. But, to this day, not really looking for a relationship like that. But I was recently. But I'll get to that later. But my dad, yeah, it was a great dude, man. Very supportive, very welcoming. He was friendly, I'll tell you that. He was friendly. Like, people that he didn't know, he would welcome them in their life. Despite of, like, people could do him wrong, he still forgive them, man. I'm like, bruh, I don't know where you get that from. Like, that's him. Like, that's one thing. I know he didn't let nobody manipulate him or anything, but there was a time but he let that go. He forgave a lot of people. Like, it was just so much that he left behind, man. It was just hard. But I do miss him each and every day. And once again, I say, I'm not at peace. I'm not happy like I once was. Those moments where I'm happy, like, for example, like, going out with my family, going to go eat, that's okay. Or we have, like, a get-together, there's music and stuff, and I'm dancing. I feel like I'm myself. I feel happy. But, for a moment. And then, yeah. That's all I could say. And what that I'll say, I don't know how everybody beliefs are or anything, but I believe in God and everything. I believe there's a heaven and hell, but I'm not gonna preach that. But we gotta know where we're going, and we got to know where we're going. And lost the cornerstone of my family, man, with my dad, and I miss that dude each and every day, man. It's not the same, man. Still dream about him. Yeah, and I would say just live life. Live life. Be happy. Love one another. Forgive one another. If you have any grudge, let that thing go. Forgive them. Like, work something out. Reconcile with some people. That's one thing, too. Me and my dad was able to reconcile back in 2017. And then, our relationship got closer. Like, I was the most reliable one. I was, like, close to my dad. I'm always around my dad. Everybody keeps saying, man, you are Fabian's son for real. Some people will say I'm actually his twin, or it's like the way we act alike. Like, I do look like my dad, I'll say that. But, yeah, this is my dad holding me when I was a baby. So this picture was done by my friend Kanisha Craig. Shout out to Kanisha. This is like a graduation gift, actually, just under my dad, because my dad always wanted me to finish college, and I did that. After seven years, I graduated college. Took long, but I did it. But I stick with it, and I love what I'm doing. Study sports management, but you know, right now I'm still struggling. But life goes on. Hey, be happy, live life, man. That's all I gotta say. Live it right. Live it. I would say have fun, but don't have too much fun. Know who your people are. Stay close to one another. And by the way, next video, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but stay tuned, all right, man? But I'm glad to be back here. Be blessed. Aye.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart
Hey, Daddy, I like big girls. Lovely's good. Y'all don't hear what he's saying.